You were so excited, aren't you? He's so excited. Did you take a shot?
Are we saying it?
We can always cut the first part. We can always say Merry Christmas, whatever.
We're never gonna get through this. So what am I supposed to say? Okay, I gotta stop laughing first.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Mom and Son Unplugged. This is our I think 6th or 7th episode. We did 2 parts on episode 5 with Damon. Hopefully you guys like Damon being our guest for a couple episodes. So if you guys want him to come back, we are in talks of having him come back for another episode. So we will see. I don't know. He started asking for money and then it got weird. I told him we're a nonprofit. So, we're working out the details with all of that with David right now. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, if this is your first time tuning in, I am Melissa. I'm the mom part of the show.
And I'm DeMonte, the son part of the show.
All right. So DeMonte, tell us, what have you been up to the past couple weeks?
Not a lot since the last time we spoke. Just running, preparing for this half marathon I have coming up in November. Preparing for the half marathon that the both of us are doing next year. Working and going to the gym. What about you? What have you been up to?
Oh, well, I got some questions. What half marathon do you have in November?
The Snow Canyon Half Marathon in St. George, Utah.
Oh, wow. That sounds like fun. Nice. Actually, I think I have a coworker that has family in St. George. Nice, super cool. All right. So how's work been?
Work's been good. We're doing really good at work, so
I remembered what the question was. So remember for the month of August, you guys had the steps competition at work. What happened with that?
Did we not already talk about this?
No, we didn't talk about the results.
I got cheated. I came in 7th place and I won nothing.
What?
So
There is no way you should have came in 7th place.
I think I had like 400,000 steps or something crazy.
Wow. For like the whole month of August, you had 400,000 steps. No, people definitely lied because as much as you run, like there's no way.
Yeah. So that was
there are 6 other like super healthy people ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then they put like the people in a drawing or something for prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. How did that work out?
People who walked less than me got drew, so good for them.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Nice.
What about you? No trips? No trips lately? Ran
Oh
in
my
PTO?
God. No, I have no PTO. Like PTO is on the fringe right now. I'm starting to come back in the positive though. I have been literally sitting at home. I have done nothing the past 2 weeks. Just working. Yeah. Just working. Yeah, I've been staying home. What did I do? Yeah, just been actually same as DeMonte. Been running and running, trying to prepare for this half marathon. But DeMonte's going to be coming out over Thanksgiving. So yes, we're the family that does a 5K Thanksgiving morning. So I signed us up for a 5K Thanksgiving morning. So we're going to do that.
This is not normal. Very new.
Yeah. Well, I figured it would be like a good measure of how I'm doing with running, doing a 5K. I was like, I need to get that in. Maybe getting that medal at the end will give me some like further encouragement that I need.
Someone went to an adult prom.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right. An adult prom. Yes, that's what I did last weekend. Me and some friends, there was an 80s prom at some brewery place down the street. All of us ladies got 80s prom dresses and listened to 80s music all night, and it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. All of the ladies, they look great. Like
all 11 in attendance.
Yeah, there was not many people that attended, unfortunately. Maybe their marketing department kind of, didn't do the greatest, but it was a really good time. Yep, the people that went looked great. My friends, they all got into the vibe and we looked great. It was fun. Yep. But yeah, that's all that I've been doing. This morning I finally got some motivation to do some chores around the house. I woke up, had my groceries delivered, did a run, mowed the grass, washed my car, and now I'm just waiting for my game to come on in a little bit. So go Ravens. They're playing the Chiefs today, so the anxiety and stress begins. NFL season. But yeah, that's it. Man, that's a really long intro. Sorry, guys. All right. So our episode has no relation to the past two episodes, but we are going to be talking about our top three struggles that we have going on in life right now. I know people always like to put out on social media all of the great things like, hey, look at my life. Everything's great, having so much fun. But nobody really talks about, man, this was like a really hard week, or I'm going through these things right now. Like things are not going great. So that's what we wanted to talk about today. So that way other people can see and hear, like, yes, it may seem that life is a bed of roses, but in all actuality, we are all kind of dealing with our own struggles and just trying to get by every day. So that's why we wanted to do this episode, to let everyone know, like, hey, you're not alone. We also have our own struggles that we're going through every day or maybe weeks at a time. So we wanted to put on this episode for you guys and talk about what we have going on and talking through those things. And who knows, maybe we can figure out some solutions to our struggles that we have right now. All right, Demonte, do you want to take over? I feel like I'm talking.
Water break for you.
Yeah.
So I think that some of the things that I struggle with the most right now is like thinking about the future and what it's going to take for me to reach my goals. And that's what I think about most days, and what I can do today to help get to the future that I think is what I want most.
Oh, okay. So where do you see yourself today? Like, what are those doubts that you have that you're not doing things to be on track to progress and be successful?
I think doing things outside of like my 9 to 5 that'll help give me like a monetary boost to where I can do like my own thing and make money from that. I think that's what I don't put enough focus towards to help give me the future that I want to have.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you structure your life pretty well, but do you feel you have the time to allocate towards that?
I think that's the thing. I think, as you know, like I'm a creature of habit, and I think I
Mhm.
just don't have a habit of creating time for it. I think if I wanted to make time to do it, then I should be finding the time, and I just don't.
Okay.
So I think if it became a part of my routine, it wouldn't be an issue.
Gotcha. So what do you feel you could be doing to reach that goal when you're not at work and then when you're not in the gym working out? Because I feel like those are, you know, two pretty big important things in your life. Well, of course, work, because that's your mainstream of
Yeah, I think I
income.
could. Yeah, I think I could spend time throughout the week. Not maybe not a huge investment of time like I do the gym or running throughout the week, but I think there's a little bit of downtime throughout the week that could set up what I utilize my time for on the weekend, because I have a lot of free time on the weekend that I
Hmm.
probably don't use in the most beneficial way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel I'm the same way too. Like, but where do you find that balance of, I've been working hard all week. I've been working hard achieving my fitness goals, and I just need some me time, whether it just be hanging out with your friends or even just relaxing in your apartment. I just don't want to do anything. Like, I just need to shut my brain off. So, how do you feel a good balance can come in to be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve.
I think the best way that I would go about it would be like setting plans as to when there's going to be actual like rest time or like enjoying time with friends time,
Hmm.
and then sticking to those days as to like this is going to be a fun day or this is going to be a relaxing day. But if there's not a plan to do that, then the plan should be to be working on something else.
Okay. So do you ever write things down on paper?
No.
Okay. So I would recommend that. I mean, I'm not here to solve world problems. Believe me, I am not. Because I have no certification in anything relating to that. But because I believe so, I do believe if you write down something and you're looking at it, it's a constant reminder of, okay, this is what I need to be focused on. I do that a lot with my finances. I write out everything so that way I can see it and I know exactly where my money is going. And that helps me tremendously, is like just writing down something, like having a notebook or maybe putting a whiteboard up, like somewhere in your place, a place that you see every single day that, you know, keeps you on track of your goals.
Mm,
So maybe that would help because it's like, okay, once I write it down, this means I have to do it.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think is like a big struggle that you're facing right now?
Let me tell you, this week has been weaking for certain. I think there was quite a few days where I thought I was going to have a mental breakdown as soon as I got in my car to leave for work because I'm
Why?
like, I was like, I just can't do it anymore. Um, I think my biggest mental health struggle right now, as crazy as it sounds, is driving to work. I'm like, if I have to drive another freaking day, like I'm about to lose my ever loving mind. So, just for background context, when I very first bought this house back in 2019, it was great. I could get to work in 35 minutes if I got all green lights. Like perfect, perfect commute. And then when COVID happened and everyone could work from home, oh my God, everyone flew south. Everyone flew south to Tampa. So after COVID and everyone was returning back to work, and then now we're getting into the thick of things where a lot of, some people are just going back into the office now or getting mandated going back into the office. I've had about 5 new neighborhoods pop up on my street since I had moved in, and it has taken me a significantly longer time to get to work. So I work for my team that I'm on, I work the 9 to 5 schedule. And initially, when I was working that schedule, I'm like, this is cool. I can go to the gym in the morning, get that done, and then go to work after. However, ever since school started back in session, I've been having to leave earlier and earlier to get to work. So I used to be able to leave at 8. Mind you, that's still having to give myself an hour. Now I'm having to leave at 7:30 to get to work by 9.
Mm,
And I'm like, I started tracking my hours of how long I'm in my car a day, and now I'm averaging about 3 hours in my car a day, and it is wearing me down, literally wearing me down. One day this week, I came home, I laid on the couch and literally just laid there until it was time to go upstairs and go to bed. I was so tired. The thought of even chewing food for dinner exhausted me. I didn't even eat dinner that night. I was just like, I'm freaking tired. I can't do this anymore. I was ready to just put a for sale sign on the front of my lawn and just be like, I'm selling everything and just take it all. And honestly, that's the point that I'm at today. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, and it's been a constant battle all week trying to figure out what the best course of action is for me at this point. Well, because number one, I need to work, and I love my neighborhood, love my neighbors, love my house. Like, I love where I live, and I enjoy my job. I do. But this commute is, oh, it's killing me. So I'm like, do I sell my house and look for something closer? Something closer is going to be expensive, which I did it before and I really enjoyed it. My quality of life was so much better, but I am currently struggling with what I want to do, what will be the best thing for me. Because where I live, I don't do anything around where I live. I really do everything down in downtown Tampa, closer to work. But I've really loved living where I live. So it's just I just don't know what to do. I really don't. So yeah, this week has definitely been a struggle, like really trying to figure out what's the best thing I should do moving forward. I don't know, but I need to find a solution ASAP before I drive my car off a bridge. Like, I mean, some days I just want to park my car on the highway and just freaking walk because I'm like, I'm over it at this point. So I don't know. That's my struggle.
What do you do to get out of this wanting to drive off a bridge feeling? Like, what is your fix?
Honestly, I don't even, it takes me a while to get out of it. Like, I've been super, super quiet this week. Like, even my coworkers notice because like they ask me like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And it's just I don't really I don't tell them. I'm just like, it's been a week. Like it's just one of them weeks. But yesterday I finally got the energy to go out on a run, and this run felt so amazing. And then I met my friend at this place where we get our protein shakes from. So I met my friend there, and her and I just stood there and talked for like an hour. And I told her, I was like, it felt so good to get out of the house. I just needed to get out of the house and just do something. So that felt good. But come tomorrow, I don't even know. Like, I'm just like, I'm already starting to dread getting into my car. So I don't know how this week is going to go. Because I know people will always be like, oh, well, play a podcast. And it's not even about that. It's not about the time of how I'm spending it in my car.
Hmm.
It's the time that I'm spending in my car. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think people with, I mean, because I had a longer commute at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and I think people don't realize like the energy drain
Yeah.
that just comes from sitting in your car. Like some
Yeah.
people think that's where they relax, but it's not really like relaxing time.
Well, no, you can't relax because you have to be on the offense and defense with driving. Because it's
Yeah.
like you gotta get your way around, but then you gotta be constantly looking to make sure other people are knowing what they're doing on the road. It's just like it's like constant anxiety at like a level 100. And then, when you get to work, everyone is already on a level 10. And it's like, I don't even want to talk for 2 hours because it's like, I need to decompress of the shit that I just went through. Like, don't even talk to me. Like, I'm still trying to come down off of having to be on 100 trying to get here. So, and I don't like feeling like that. Like, that is definitely not me. Like, normally I'm the one that comes in the office, like, happy Monday. Like, have a good day. Like, y'all ready to start? Like, that's normally me. But lately, it's been like, you freaking talk to me, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Maybe
You
you need
chomp
a
on that apple one more time, I'm gonna throw it in the freaking trash. Like every little thing is like setting me
maybe
off.
maybe you need a self-driving Tesla so you can just be on the relax.
I just don't even want to relax in a vehicle. Like I just want to be to work in like 15 minutes.
I guess that brings up the mix of like both of our problems. It's like
Yeah.
I had that problem where I was like, I'm tired of driving. So
Yeah.
it was like the cost of like my peace of mind was just worth paying to live closer.
Yeah.
But you've tried it before.
Yeah.
So it's like now you know what both is like.
Yeah. And I did try it because I knew eventually it was probably going to come to that. And that's why I wanted to try it out initially just to see how do I like living downtown. And I loved it. It's great. Like I could walk everywhere. The only time I drove was to go to work. So, yeah. So I'm really just trying to figure out when I want to pull the trigger and hit up a real estate agent because I did rent out my house and I'm so emotionally attached to this house to where I don't want renters in here again. I would just have to sell it and cut my emotions cold turkey. Like that's just the way it's gonna have to be. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what day I want to make that phone call. Yep.
I think it's interesting that going into the episode, like we were sort of talking about it, and a lot of what we were talking about was like the younger generation focusing so much on mental health, and
Yeah.
then your generation sort of mixed with mine being concerned about financial and being like ready to retire, but after talking it's a little flipped.
Right. No, it's so
like
true.
like you're dealing with more of a mental health thing and I'm dealing with more of like a financial thing.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, do you think people your age think about mental health the way that you're expressing it now, or do you think it's been like older times for your peers and it's like, yeah, things happen and life is just tough, get over it? Like, do you feel like your peers feel the same way about their issues, or no, or they're as vocal about it?
I think it's really mixed because like the three ladies that I'm like the closest to, we talk about that stuff and we're open about it amongst ourselves. But then like the people that I work with, mind you, these are all I work with prior military people, like Navy SEALs, like hardcore people. And they're just like, fucking get over it. Like, you do something, you have a problem, you either fix it or you don't, but shut up. Like, just fix it if you can fix it. So, like, the mentality is very different, I think, depending on who you talk to.
Mm.
But I know growing up, it wasn't a thing. Like, talking about mental health and working through issues. And I know how I was brought up, things didn't get talked about. They just got brushed under the rug. And then when someone would get upset, they would pull up that rug, bring out all the old shit, and then that's when they would want to talk about it. And then after a while, all of it would still get put back under the rug. And it was a continuous toxic cycle. Yeah, so I would probably say a majority of, I would say the people that I know, I would just don't talk about mental health like that. Not
do
as
you
much as
think
it should be.
do you think it's a good thing that it's talked about more, or do you think it hurts us in a way? Like, because some people say that our generation is softer now that we talked about it and people are more lazy.
Yeah, I think this one is definitely a tough one. Do see, but I do feel sometimes people may play the mental health, I don't know, I'll say cop out in a way. I think because people use the word anxiety so much, and And it's like, well, is it really anxiety or I don't know.
Saying it's like, you know what my schedule's like, and you're like, how do you find time?
Right.
But I think there comes a point where it's like you either just clock in when it's hard or you clock in for life.
Right.
Like you either make the time for it now or the time's gonna be there for you to clock in forever.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like, are people using that as like a crutch or are they really struggling?
Okay, I found it.
I don't know.
So I think this can be applied. I think if you look at it like historically, it checks out often. So hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. So it goes back
Hmm.
to saying, if we're talking about mental health a lot, are the good times that we've just lived through in the previous years, is it creating weak men? And are we living through harder times now because of weak men or weak people?
I would say I think a hard times. I think that there's always hard times, but the hard times are just different. And I will say back in the day, I mean, we had hard times back then. And I think what we're seeing now is just different, and everyone's hard times is different. And that's why earlier I wanted to be careful choosing my words, because it's like, who am I to say that someone is using anxiety as a crutch when it's like, I don't know how much they can handle as a person,
Hmm.
because some people can't handle certain things, and that's okay. Because, like, what I can handle, someone else can't, or what they can handle, I can't.
Hmm.
So that's why it's like, I was like, I really don't want to sound a certain way, but who am I to judge that? Like, I'm not. But actually, I will say this. I was talking with a friend the other day, and he was telling me, I think it was like two of his cousins, and they're both late teens, early 20s, and how they are softer. And he was saying how one of them doesn't like to mow the lawn because he's afraid there might be a snake out there, and it's a riding lawnmower. And I'm just like, really?
But it's sort of like you said, it's like, what if he's deathly afraid of snakes? Like, you're scared of snakes, but I wouldn't say you're deathly afraid.
I mean, I am. But I mean, I'm like, I was looking to, like, when I was mowing my lawn this morning, I was looking intensely at my at the ground, because I'm like, if I see any slither of anything, I'm out. And then I'll call my neighbor to come check it out.
But maybe the cousin just couldn't even fathom dealing with that on their own. Like you said, it's like, what if it's something that you could deal with? Like, you have a neighbor, but they
Yeah.
can't. So then it's like what is it, I guess? Like, is
Yeah,
it
I don't.
soft, or is
Yeah.
it just not able to deal with it? Like, is that
Um,
their limit? Like, a snake is their limit? Or do they actually just not want to mow the grass?
I think it's probably they just don't want to mow the grass. I think that's what it is. But who am I? Who am I to judge? I don't know. I don't know this person. So I don't know. I think
Like,
mental
it's
health can be
interesting.
tricky.
Like, it's interesting because, like, a coworker asked me, like, how do you how do you like your position, since I've
Mhm.
been in it for a little bit, so I sort of have a feel for it. And it was a rougher week, but I was like, I'm not gonna lie, waking up at 4:45 is not my thing. Like, I think
Yeah,
you've known my entire life, I hate waking up.
right,
But now I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't wake up and think about how dreadful it is every day because I need to make money. So
right.
it's not like I'm just gonna not go to work because I don't want to wake up early. Like, it just doesn't really work like that.
Hmm.
I think I have more of the, just get what has to get done has to get done.
Yeah. And I guess like that's my mentality as well. Like, I mean, it's definitely been some few weeks since I've mowed my grass, probably a month. But today I was like, it's got to get done. Like, did I want to do it today? No. Was I already afraid of all the creatures that I just came across on my run? Sure was. Because I'm like, okay, I was like, I've already seen a turtle that I thought was a snake. I see this crane that I thought was going to chase me. I start mowing the grass and I see this tiny little bunny. And then I'm thinking, oh, is he the snake food? Is the snake out in my backyard now looking for him? But I was like, I still had to do it. I still had to get it done. A lot of this out.
And I guess not to extend this longer, but to bring a point to it is we were talking about it before the episode, but do you think that our generation is more set up to fail both monetarily and, like we said, are we creating a harder time because mental health is more talked about? Or do you think that we have more opportunity with the internet and mental health being more recognized?
Yeah, I think there is definitely a balance there to where I feel that there are a lot of opportunities, especially with the internet. But the balancing part of it is you have to be comfortable with yourself to be able to handle, I think, the opportunities that are there for people. Like you see all of these content creators, and I think it's amazing. And when you go through and you see these comments that people are leaving, it can destroy someone. You have these keyboard warriors that are hiding behind their screens, just saying whatever they feel like saying. How does that make that right for someone to think that that's okay to try to break someone down? Because you don't know what it took for them to hit that record button. And they are probably having the best time of their life doing that, because that was probably hard for them to do. And they said, you know what? I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to break out of my shell and I really want to do this. And then you're going to have these other people that try to tear them down. So, with the opportunities, I think we ourselves make things harder than they need to be for people. But I think also, actually, oof, I think it's tough right now. I think it really is, because it's more expensive to live. Everything is just more expensive. Groceries, I don't know, gas is up and down. I don't even look at gas prices because shit, I gotta get to where I'm going. Like, I gotta go to work. It doesn't matter how much gas costs. And then are the employers paying that? Are they paying for us to be able to sustain, to be able to pay rent and buy groceries? So it's definitely a challenge.
So do you think that as I guess from like a timeline standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
I guess financially, do you think it was easier to succeed like when you were 20 versus me at 20 versus someone who's just born in like 20 years in the future, like 2045?
I think it's the same, because if you look back when I was 20, we had our prices of things back then. And I was brand new in the Air Force. I was working, my full-time Air Force job. And then I took a part-time job at Joanne Fabrics just so I could pay rent, have a car, pay car insurance, have a phone on the wall. Um, you know, I didn't want to have a roommate. I just had a one-bedroom apartment. So I think it's the same, to be honest with you. Because I was pretty much splitting even back then.
How do you not split even? Like you're at a point to where you're not splitting even. Like how does that happen?
Well,
Because some
I
people
think
are some people are your age and they're splitting even.
yeah, I think for me, and I will say this is another, because we mentioned we were going to do our top 3 struggles. So I will say this is one of my second struggles. And I will say I'm very blessed I'm grateful for everything that I have. But what I had to do to get to this point, I mean, it was a lot. You know, I had to do 20 years in the military. So I have that retirement check. And then whatever ailments that you sustained while in the military, you go through the VA process, and then you have a disability percentage. So you receive a check from that. So I have those two checks. Very grateful to have those two checks. And if I didn't have those, I would be struggling. And I think about that all the time. Like, how do people just have regular jobs and survive and have a family? So I do think about that all the time. So that's why I'm very grateful for the income that I do have. And then with the job that I have now, I feel, and they do say this, like, more money, more problems. It's a true statement, because I feel like I just do this job just so I can escape from the hustle and bustle of every day. It's like, so I do want to go on vacations, and I want to go here, want to go there. And then that costs money. And I did write this actually down as a note for one of my struggles, because I'm doing all of this by myself, and it does become a struggle, because paying for the house, the mortgage, and then you have all of the bills that come with that. You have your water, your electric, your gas, you have Wi-Fi, all of the freaking streaming services or whatever. I know that's something you don't have to have. Um, and then home maintenance, doing all of that. And then you want to put money away for savings, and then put money into your investments. And then you have other money for groceries, gas. And then you got to have the money to be able to do fun stuff with, or to be able to get hair done, nails done, just, regular upkeep of yourself, gym memberships. It is a lot. And I will say it is a struggle. And that's what I was talking to my friend about on Saturday. I was like, I'm at the point where I want to remove some responsibility from myself. I was like, I just don't want home ownership responsibilities right now. I was like, I'm so tired of doing it alone. It's like, I'm just exhausted.
Maybe you go back to renting.
No, and that's what I'm more so leaning towards, is just renting. I have no problems doing that. I really don't feel the American dream has to be you own a home with the white picket fence. I think, the American dream is doing just what works for you. And I've done home ownership many, many times. So this isn't my first home. And I'm okay with renting if need be. I just need to remove some responsibilities, because I'm very, very tired of it. And just doing it by yourself for so long, it's like I need a break. Yeah, so I think the financial struggle, it's real. I'm too damn old for a roommate. Like, the only person that is living with me would be my man, future husband. So, yeah. And then, okay, so I feel like I've been talking forever. So, what about you? What kind of financial pressures are you feeling?
I guess what I think about the most is how to invest more so I can work less and my money can work more. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
finding the budget for the money,
Yeah,
as well as, like, I know you just said, like, more money is like more headaches to worry about. But I'm passionate about cars, so there are cars that I want to buy. So that's like my biggest thing is
right.
like, how do I make a smart choice to where I can invest enough to feel like I've earned having a car. But as everyone knows, cars aren't cheap. So
No, they
it's
are
sort of the
not.
biggest thing that I guess is like the reward for all the work is like the time that I'll be able to have to enjoy these cars.
Right. So, how do you work through that?
We've talked about it before, and it's something that I do often, but it's thinking about what's maximizing the skills that I have for the amount of money that I can get paid for it.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people have this goal of like, well, I want to have like a salary and everything is so consistent. But you
Right.
and I talk about how sometimes a salary isn't always the best thing
Hmm.
because you're sort of locked in
Yep.
at it for more than just 40 hours of your week. Because for you, for example, you might have 40 working hours, but you have 20 driving hours.
Yeah.
But you have to do the 20 driving hours to do your 40 working hours.
Yeah. Like what's the payoff?
Yeah, you can't just work longer to make up for the gas that you're driving. It doesn't work like that when you're
Yeah,
salary.
that's
And you
true.
can't just work overtime. Like overtime and salary isn't a plus.
Mm.
So whenever I feel like I'm not making good progress, I always reevaluate like my source of income, what other things I can be doing, how I can, like we talked about earlier, spending time on my weekends that might be able to generate money and finding how I can put the monetary aspect of that time into a financial plan that I know will be pushing me a little bit forward closer to my goal.
Do you write that out?
No, I'm killing you. I'm not writing anything.
No, I mean maybe that will be helpful. I swear I have like these books, like I have so many of these books in my house because I write so much, just writing my thoughts down. Actually I have one here like podcast plans. It helps me think things through when I'm writing it down so that way um so that way I can stay focused on my goals and stuff. Yeah.
Do you ever feel
So
like you're behind?
all the time.
Why?
Yep. All the time.
You have a lot of things that people dream of. Like when I talk about like where
Yeah.
I want to be in the future, some people in my position see your position as like the dream, but you still feel behind.
I do. Actually, that actually kind of rolls right into our next part of this is the struggle of trying to like, yeah, I'm 46, but have I really lived out my purpose in life? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And I am like I'm super grateful for everything I have. I don't take it for granted, but I have worked hard for it. But I think the current theme here is work is killing my life. Like it's really killing my life. Between having to drive so many hours throughout the week just to go to work, my PTO is in the hole because I do love to go places. And I feel like that's like my only escape. It's like, where am I going to go next? I just need a break. I don't know if that's why I feel behind because I don't know if I'm living my purpose. And I know going on vacations probably isn't a life purpose, but I feel it's mine. I don't know. I think that's what I'm struggling with the most is also, am I going to be alone forever? Is that my purpose? Is to just be by myself and be the spokesperson of singlehood? And I
You
don't
wouldn't be
know.
the first.
No, I'm not a nun. I'm not, no, it's not intentional, but yeah, that's what I'm struggling. That's my third struggle is I think just the loneliness aspect and feel like I'm going through life alone. And is this going to be a forever thing?
Hmm.
So, yeah. Yep. And how I work through that, I have great friends, but they can only hang out with me so much. And it's like I do enjoy doing things by myself. However, if there was someone to add to that enjoyment, that would be great. I've learned to live my life to enjoy the things that I do by myself. I would say it's not the most ideal thing, but yeah. What about you? Do you feel like, I know you briefly touched on it, but do you feel like you're behind in life or you're exactly where you want to be? Like,
I don't
what's
think
like your third?
I'm behind. I feel like I just know that I have the potential to do more. and I
Mhm.
know it'll be harder, but I think sometimes I struggle to push myself to like my limit of potential. I think you and my dad might have talked about it, but I think you guys know that I have a lot of capability, and
Yeah.
I think sometimes I just don't max it out to like yield where I like want to be the most. I think that's my biggest struggle is not like I'm very disciplined when it comes to a habit, but like I said
Yeah,
earlier,
definitely.
I don't think I'm disciplined enough to start this new habit to maximize my potential. I think that's
Okay.
my biggest struggle. I think I'm in a really good spot.
Yeah, I think you are. Because there's a lot of young men your age that are still living at home, don't know what they want to do. And so I could actually reverse it, like what you said to me just a few moments ago of, a lot of people would love to have what you have. And I think a lot of young men would love to have their own apartment in a big city, especially where you are at in your job. Just within 2.5 years of working there, you've really excelled. So I think you're in an amazing spot, and I do see how the financial aspect does probably feel like it's like holding you back a little, and because it is hard. Like it's hard being on your own, having a salary that you're capped at and hoping to get more soon. And then, yeah, trying to live in a reasonable distance to work so that way you can maximize your life hours outside of work. So that is, yeah, it's really hard to manage. So, what is one thing that you feel you could start doing this week to get you where you want to be?
I don't know. You might have to cut this. I might have to think for a second. I think we've talked about it before, but I think I have a pretty like a looser budget, and like I've been saying this entire time, what like the time on my weekends, because as you know, I have like a 3 week rotating schedule of where like I work Fridays or not, so
Hmm.
I can get a 3 day weekend essentially a few times out of the month, but it's not like always productive 3 days.
Gotcha.
And I think, and I've done 5 day weeks of working where I only had 2 day weekends, and I was still able to enjoy my life. And I guess the question to myself, like what I could do now, is why don't I treat that Friday off as like a working day, but working for myself,
That's a really good idea. Yeah. Yeah, you should definitely do that.
and just wake up like I normally would, or wake up just a little
Yep.
bit later and treat it like a work day and find something else to be doing.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. And you can use that time to work on whatever you feel you want to work on to progress you financially. And yeah, that's a good use of time.
So, what is one small thing to close out? Share with everyone listening. What's one small thing that you do that helps you cope with the struggles that you're dealing with?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I do anything. I don't want to use the word healthy because I'm not over here drinking bottles of wine to ease my woes. I just get really quiet and it takes me a while to talk about it, um, because I feel like I'm burdening people, like I'm complaining, and I don't want to ever put that on anyone. So I just get really quiet, kind of like how I was this whole entire week, literally just like laying on my couch, trying to think about what it is I want to do in life.
And this helps you cope.
No, it does not help me cope. It doesn't. No, but that's like the only way I feel. I don't know. It's like I shut down completely because I just get so overwhelmed. And I think talking about it in that moment makes it more overwhelming for me. So currently, right now, I don't have any coping mechanisms, nor can I share any. So I am so sorry.
Viewers, turn the volume down.
Yeah. Don't listen to this part, people. I am not full of wisdom right now because I'm still trying to cope at the moment, and you're gonna watch me have a mental breakdown on camera.
Everyone pray the Ravens win. If the Ravens don't win, this might be the last episode.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys have any recommendations, I would definitely take them because I don't know what to do at this point in life. I was really hoping to meet a man by now, and then that would solve a lot of problems with splitting all the bills and moving downtown. It would be a lot easier financially. But that hasn't happened. So I'm having to do this journey on my own. Yeah, we're supposed to be
Any
closing this out.
any single
Yeah.
men in the Tampa area whose ears are still listening to this?
If you want to help someone out, if you have a room in your house. Yeah, I would definitely, because I think everyone has different coping mechanisms, whether it to be seek out a life coach, a counselor, or anyone that will listen to you or write things down. I do sometimes journal. I haven't journaled in a while. And I have been wanting to meditate more. I have not done that. Only because I have been so mentally exhausted, the thought about meditating, it just sounded overwhelming to me. So I need to find good ways to cope with things. And I think I want my problem solved.
It sounds like
Oh,
these are things you can all start doing this week. Maybe it's in the morning before the day starts and you just wake up and you meditate and you already know that you're going to have an
yeah.
hour and a half drive back. And you can accept those things before the day even starts. So you don't go
Yeah.
into the day dreading it and not wanting to accept that it's going to happen.
Yeah. It's good tip. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Um, what about for you? I mean, I know we actually just discussed you taking that Friday that you have off to work towards your goals and set that up. How do you cope when you are struggling with life stuff?
I know that you asked what my biggest struggle was, and it was monetary, but
Yeah.
sometimes I do, or like we all do, have harder weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've found that what tends to help most consistently is running. And I know that some people think like that they could never run, but there was a point where I couldn't run like even half a mile without being completely winded.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that I've always, or not always felt, but I've come to learn is like the harder things that I do, then the things that have been hard become easier. And running has
Right.
always been hard and will always be a difficult thing for me to do. But I know it's a really easy way for me to be outside, which is always helpful. Getting
Yeah.
fresh air and doing something challenging because there was times where like I said, I couldn't run half a mile and I'll have a really hard day at work and I'll come home. And even if I don't have the energy for it, I try to think that since I've left work, I can't keep letting work drain me. And
Right.
it's like me time now and I need to do
Mm-hmm.
what's best for me. And then that answer will be a run. And sometimes having 45 minutes to just be outside, even though it's a hard thing, it's 45 minutes to just think.
Yeah.
Because all I have to do is put one foot in front of the other. But then I really just have the time to think. And sometimes it's not just for coping. Sometimes it's, for example, like to work towards this goal. So I have
Right.
financial goals, but I do have fitness goals that I want to achieve, which right now is half marathons that I'm training for.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I've had a, a challenging week at work, I've already had the run to get over that and to cope with that. But now, like after this episode, me and my buddy were gonna go run 8 miles, and
Wow.
it's not a coping run, but it's a wanting to get better at fitness run. So
Yeah.
I think that's, or I always say, or I've heard that like movement cures like depression, and I think even if it's not running, it's doing something like walking. or
Yeah.
lifting, or you do yoga sometimes. So I
Yep.
think any movement is a good start for anyone.
No, I agree. Cause like me not working out all week, when I ran Saturday morning, I was like, I felt so much better after. I was like, I really, really needed that run. Oh, and mind you, oh, I'm not out here running like a marathon runner. You know, like Demonte was saying, like I'm still like trying to run a half a mile straight. But even just being outside with the sun shining on my face and just feeling the sun, because Monday through Friday I'm working inside with no windows, like I'm working in a dungeon, so I rarely get to see sun. So yesterday morning I was feeling better, and then this morning I was outside all morning, and it's like I don't know, I feel like my whole, like I shifted a whole 180 degrees. Like I just felt so much better. So I do agree with what you're saying as far as even just getting outside, just getting the fresh air, just breathing. And I do hear that, just putting your bare feet in the grass, just grounding yourself to the earth, like does wonders for your whole state of being. So even, yeah, if you're not mobile, if you can't walk or run, just, I don't know, putting your hands in the grass or just kind of grounding yourself. I
Or
heard
even
that
fresh air.
really helps. Yeah, just fresh air.
Like even if you're gonna rot on the couch all day, opening a window, like can make a difference. So
That is so true. That's literally what I did all Monday through Friday after work, was literally rot on the couch. Like, yeah,
and I
that's
think
how my
another
mood
thing
is.
is perspective.
Yeah.
Like I know one day this week at work, it was just a different, like you said earlier, like the week definitely weaked, and there was like a day I went into work and like the first half of the day was just horrible. But like a few things like happened like as a catalyst and like helped change my perspective. And
Mhm.
my friends know that I talk about like perspective a lot.
Yeah.
And I think like what helps me like get out of like the bad spot is like just changing the perspective. Because
Right.
like you were talking about my position at work, like I manage quite a few people, and I think I was having a bad day, but I guess I lost sight of like the opportunity that I have, because I have a platform essentially at work where
Hmm.
people look to me, and it's like I'm having a bad day, but I have the platform to make someone else's day good despite me having a bad day. So
Yeah.
I think I had a perspective switch of I'm just gonna have a bad day and I'll just remove myself for the rest of the day, or I can go make other people have a good day. And
Oh, I
then
like that perspective.
in realizing that I can make a difference regardless of what I'm doing.
Yeah, I
Like
like
I could have
that.
a bad day. Do I want someone else to have the same day that I'm having? No, probably not. So like what can I
Yeah. Oh,
do?
that's so true.
What can I do to make someone else have a better day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to try that. Not try it. I'm gonna do that this week because, yeah, even though I'm like full of emotions by the time I get to work from my drive. I can just get to work and still be how I normally am. I would say it would take a lot for me to get to that point, especially after going through the drive. It would take a lot of energy for me to be on a level 10 of excitement, how I normally am. So I will definitely have to dig deep and change that perspective when I get into work.
Yeah, like I it
Yeah, I
was
like
like
that.
it was like the middle of the day, and we were just going over like our KPIs that we were gonna miss. But
Hmm.
everyone on my team was like having a good day because we're ahead of schedule, but we still might miss KPIs. But we have recognition cards where anyone can recognize someone else for like going above and beyond or helping someone out. And it means a lot to my
Oh,
team to
that's so
get
nice.
one. Like even though it's just a piece of paper, it means the
Oh no,
world to
but that's so
them.
nice. Yeah.
But it's like I was having a bad day, but it's like I could
Mhm.
write won recognition cards and make someone's weekend. So I was like,
Yeah.
so I just sat there and I just cranked out a couple recognition cards. And I was like, I'm sure someone would feel good if they felt recognized. Even if I don't feel recognized, I can recognize someone else.
Right. Oh, I like that a lot.
And then seeing how they reacted made me feel better, even though that really
Yeah.
wasn't the
Nope, that
point.
is true. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's really good. So
So yeah,
that
I guess
Demonte
that's
has all the answers to coping mechanisms, not me.
unprofessional
Yeah.
advice, unpaid,
Yeah, sorry.
unlicensed.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Don't sue us if any of these don't work.
Don't tell your coworker thank you for biting your apple so loud. I'm glad you're full. Don't 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 tell them that.
Man. Yeah, so I appreciate this episode. Yeah, thank you for opening up and letting everyone know what your current struggles are. I know it can't be easy. I know this is one topic that is really hard for people to be vulnerable and open. And, it can be mentally hard to put your business out there of, hey, this is what's currently going on with me. So thank you so much for being open to this episode.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And do you have any parting words?
No, just if anyone listening has any struggles that they want to share and also be open and vulnerable about, we'll definitely check the comments and see how we can best help. Like we said, we're unlicensed, unregistered,
And not me.
unofficial,
No.
unofficial and unsolicited advice giving, but if anyone wants to share, then we'd be more than happy to reach out and help talk. And even if someone just wanted someone to talk to, then I know both of us would be more than willing to help a listener out.
Yeah, same. When I was in my previous job, I had signed up and went through the training to become I think it was called like a mental health champion. So it was just being a safe space for anyone that wanted to come talk to us. So I did get some training. And actually grounding was one of the steps of um just kind of getting back to some sort of norm for yourself. And I really enjoyed being that person and being a place that someone can openly talk to, and even if they didn't need advice. And same goes for what Demonte said. If you need anyone to reach out to, if you're going through something, even if you're not looking for advice or needing an answer or a solution to a problem, I don't mind listening at all. I love listening to people. I love listening to what people have to say. So you can just leave a comment and we will reach out. And thank you for joining us for this episode. And maybe Damon will be back for next episode. We gotta we gotta
Talk to his legal
work
team.
out those yeah. Gotta work out those details. I'll have my people contact his people.
Yeah, maybe when we get some sponsorships, we can afford his appearance.
I know. He's like, I don't know, being real extra. No, no, I'm just kidding. No, he wants to come back and do another episode. He really enjoyed it. Actually, those were like our highest views on our episodes that we have published, was his appearance. So we really appreciate y'all supporting us.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, and we look forward to talking with you guys on our next episode. And don't forget to subscribe, put on notifications. Our episodes come out every other Tuesday. And share with a friend if you feel anyone could be of benefit or if they want to be entertained. I have received a lot of feedback that our episodes are very entertaining. So thank you all for tuning in and providing that feedback to us. So thank you all for joining in and have a great week.
Yes, thank you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap.
Cheers. Oh no, I should say, and that's a wrap as well, huh?
Probably.
Okay, we'll do that again.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's
Cheers! And that's a wrap.